ischemic heart disease, stroke, and cancer. So this is how air pollution, once you breathe it, is affecting your health. This highlighted the concern. But people understand it is because our lungs, because we are exposed to it. This is the root of exposure also, and eyes. But again, as I said, only 24%. So people are not aware. And here you are saying that 1 out of 9 deaths could be linked with air pollution. So if we do not act, somewhere we are becoming part of it, and we are also affecting our coming generation so that they don't have the clean environment. And I should not talk about the healthy life here because of the cough, because of the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, because of the CSD, so which will affect or make you disabled basically. So disabled adjusted life years, they also increases. Now, is there a linkage between air pollution, climate and health? Yes. These air pollutants are the major climate force. So what? Climate has been changing very rapidly, and we have seen this in the past also. Yes, that happened in 10,000 years. Not as fast as we are saying. So we need to understand that since the 1800th century, this industrial revolution that has brings whereas several benefit, but at the same time severe consequences to our environment. And we have now scientific evidence. Scientists who will be like you basically, or you are the future scientists, they build up the evidence because people were saying it's a fake that climate change does not happen. It is a natural phenomenon. Yes, I agree, but not in such a small, you can say short span of a time. So think about in 200, 300 years, you are seeing 1.5 degree increase in the temperature. That's where we need to be worried about, and that is proven by scientists like you. And what they say that if we don't act now, the consequences will be severe. So if I ask you, do you think climate change is a health crisis or not? Yes, it is a health crisis, it is a state of emergency, and we all need to work together because we can see the rising temperature, we can see the more extreme weather, we can see rising sea level and increase in CO2 level. Some will say increase CO2 level means increase productivity, fertilizer, but at the same time we need to understand the natural balance. And if you look at this is how it will impact. So when you talk about this year, if you go through the records, January, warmest January, February, warmest February, March will be again declared as the warmest month. And do you know that last year was the warmest year? So we are very much concerned about this. And now think about heat waves. Just few days back we were having cold waves, and cold wave kills also. Now we will have heat wave, means these stroke, and you can say heat related illness, they will increase. We were talking about recently how these vector-borne diseases are increasing in Himalaya. Means people think that, oh, we are living in a cold region, but they must understand in Simla, basically mosquitoes were not seen, but now you can see also the mosquito and other vector-borne disease which are increasing. So these things will change. Our agriculture pattern will change. Our crop yield will decrease. And again, we will be malnourished population, means you are more vulnerable to other health risks. So this is how the climate change is going to impact. And we need to think now what we need to do, because we knew that if we don't act, it will affect our health, clean water, safe drinking water, food supply and shelter also. So think about this year, Cape Town has been declared as officially draft city. Chandigarh, Panchkula, you remember the water table were so high that water used to come through natural mechanism. But now every year the groundwater aquifer are drying. And that will make our crop yield, our, you can say, productivity to a compromised state. And if you look at direct, we can say 2.5 lakh. But do you know this year, or basically the last year, in Lebanon, 20,000 people died. To whom you will blame? How they died? Basically, there was an extreme rain that led to damage to a dam, and that damage killed 20,000 people. So will you blame it to the flooding, or will you blame it to the climate change?